New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Federal judge has approved a partial settlement that would provide 626.25 million to tens of thousands of Flint, Michigan residents who for years were impacted by exposure to lead in the drinking water. The settlement approved on Wednesday by the United States District Judge Judith E. Levy is one of the largest in Michigan's history. Quote, the settlement reached here is a remarkable achievement for many reasons, not the least of which is that it sets forth a comprehensive compensation program and timeline that is consistent for every qualifying participant, regardless of whether they are members of the class or non-class individuals represented by their own counsel. The eligible to receive compensation from the settlement includes adults who can provide proof of an injury as a result of lead exposure, children exposed to lead, and those who pay water bills. The massive settlement was announced last year by Attorney General Dana Nessel and current Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Quote, we acknowledge that the settlement may not completely provide all that Flint needs and that many will still feel justifiable frustration with the system and structure that at times is not adequate to fully address what has happened to people in Flint over the last 6 years. 14, the water source in Flint was switched from treated water in Detroit to Flint River in an effort to save money. The city failed to treat the water properly, which subsequently allowed excess amounts of lead to leak from old pipes into the water and flow directly into Flint homes. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, there is no known safe level of lead in a child's blood. Negative health effects of drinking water with lead present include behavioral issues, a low IQ, hyperactivity, slowed growth, anemia, cardiovascular effects, decreased kidney function, and reproductive problems. Flint residents have protested for years over the unsafe amounts of lead in their drinking water. The Associated Press reports that authorities also found 90 cases of Legionnaire's disease in Genesee County, where Flint is located, which led to 12 deaths. Some experts determined the water treatment system lacked enough chlorine to control Legionella bacteria. Former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder is facing 2 counts of willful neglect of duty for failing to protect the health and safety of city residents. 8 others, including members of his administration, are also facing charges. I've done a few covers dealing with the Flint water crisis where I've talked about the mismanagement, how the water was switched over, how the ones involved are facing little to no consequences at all, meaning prison time, meaning lifetime sentencing for the amounts of unforetold injuries that will be incurred by a lot of the young children, growing up in Flint and having to deal with that broken infrastructure and that water system. Because at the end of the day, this should basically show people that beyond any other squabbles or issues, right, that we face, that the main thing that is a consistent thing is that the government realistically does not care when it comes to the people. The government cares only about the money that they can initially get or what they can potentially receive whenever they happen to do, little to nothing at all, and to pretty much make work as easy as possible for them, while we, the people, incur health issues, difficulties, stress, and a variety of other things, both physical and mental, and sometimes in most cases both, dealing with Flint. While the plus side for them is that they just see money, 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 receive contracts, and then money, money, and money. As you clearly heard, they swapped the water from Detroit water, which is all fine. Detroit water is nothing wrong with it. It's filtered, it's clean, it's a-okay. But the water dealing with Flint, no. That came with a lot of health risks. That came with a lot of people losing their lives, having organ failure, having skin irritation, skin lesions, a lot of health difficulties. Some are irreversible. Some people have to be the rest of their lives on a multitude of medication just to work properly. And this is all because the people in power decided that they cared more about money than the people who voted them into office. This is a small win. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times whenever they have to approve these lawsuits, people still have to wait for the money and for those checks to basically come into the mail. And there's no telling how long it's going to take for all of that money to go to the rightful people. It's no telling if the checks, once they go out, if they'll actually go to the right people. Because remember, during the pandemic, they sent out billions of dollars. And they stated that some of those checks, some of those monies went to people who are no longer living either in those homes or who passed away a long time ago. So, as I stated before, there's no telling if these checks are 100% going to go to the people who are the victims who 100% need this money in order to continue on every day. And then that's not even clearing up the fact that a lot of Flint residents have been put on the hook to pay for poisonous water. Some people have, water bills of hundreds of dollars. Some people might have thousands of dollars. And the main thing that should take place is that Flint, the residents of Flint, at least the normal people there, they should be off the hook from paying any type of water. They shouldn't have to pay a water bill at all because of everything that they have had to go through and incur. That's the least that the government can do for those residents in Flint. I'm not talking about anybody just moving there. I'm talking about the people who have been there, who have been struggling, who have been living there for, a decade plus, having to deal with a lot of these health issues, a lot of these ailments. Also done other stories touching on the fact that Elon Musk, Jaden Smith, and a very ingenious black man by the name of Moses West all have come to the aid of Flint when the rest of the world did nothing, when everybody else pretty much didn't care. And the main thing that I tell people in a lot of these videos is that it's all good and well, right? That you don't have a concern or a worry, right? Because your water or what have you is pretty much all good and dandy. But the main thing I like to remind people is that sooner or later, the same things that you see here that take place in a lot of these stories, and especially the story dealing with Flint, can very easily happen to you. So while you might not care now, I promise you, if this lands at your doorstep, you will be caring then. So people should pretty much change the way that they look at a lot of things and know the fact that at any point in time, the things that you read about and see in the media every single day could easily be you or somebody that you know. So, hopefully people will start to bend an ear and give a little bit of time when it comes to stories and things like this. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.